Welcome to our tutorial on converting entities. I'm going to right-click on this face, select Sketch, and next I'm going to Shift-select these two edges and click Convert Entities. These two edges are now converted to lines. As you see, the sketch is now black and fully defined, because on the edge a relation is also added. If I delete it, click OK. Now this line is blue and the sketch is underdefined. Next, I'll select this face. Let's click Convert Entities again. You see the outside edges of this face are projected to our sketch plane. In this instance, an edge relation was also added. I'm going to highlight everything and click Delete. Next, I'm going to show you how to use a closed sketch to model a function. First, I'll create a three-point arc. Shift-select these 2 points. Add a vertical relationship. Now let's select the arc and this edge. Add a tangent relation. Next, let's go to the Tools menu. Select Sketch Tools and Close Sketch with Model function. The yellow arrow shows the direction in which the edge will be extracted. We can opt to reverse the direction. Let's click Yes and exit the sketch. Now we'll select Extruded Base Boss, accept the default value, click OK. And this concludes our tutorial on converting entities. Welcome to our tutorial on using construction geometry. In this segment, we're going to be looking at a few examples of using construction geometry. First, I'm going to right-click, select Insert Sketch. Now let's activate the Line tool. And let's create a shape. Right-click, select. Let's use the three-point arc tool now. Something like this. Right-click and select. Now let's apply some sketch fillets. A 10 mm radius will be fine. Let's accept. Now let's use the Rectangle tool to create a rectangle. Under Options, let's check For Construction. Click OK. Activate the Center Line command. Let's create a construction line between these two corners. Right-click, select. Next, Control-select the center point and the center line. We'll add a midpoint relation. Click OK. The origin point is now located at the center of the rectangle. Now we're going to apply some dimensions. This dimension will be, let's say, 100 millimeters. We'll make this one 120. Now let's Control-select this line and this line, and we'll add a collinear relation. Click OK. This line and Control-select this line. Collinear. OK. This line, Control-select this line. Again, a collinear relation. OK. Now we'll select the arc and this line. We'll add a tangent relation. Click OK. Control-select these 2 points. Add a horizontal relation. OK. Let's add one more dimension. We'll make this 95 millimeters. Tab OK. Right-click and select. You see in this case that the construction geometry helped us fully define the sketch and also helped us to see how the geometric relations in the sketch were created. Okay, let's create a circle. Right-click, select. Let's dimension our circle. We'll give it a 12 millimeter diameter. OK. Right-click, select. Let's use the center line command again. Right-click, select. And let's dimension it. We'll insert an angular dimension here. 112 degrees. OK. Right-click, select. Now let's Control-select this line and the center of the circle. Let's add a coincident relation. Click OK. Let's add one more dimension from the center of the circle to the origin point. You see here that the dimension moves based on where my mouse is hovering. When you're satisfied with the dimension's orientation, right-click, and the dimension becomes locked. You'll see the lock sign on the mouse. If you want to unlock the dimension, just right-click again, and the dimension becomes unlocked. Again, let's right-click. And left-click when you're satisfied with the position of the dimension. Let's enter 45. OK. Right-click, select. Now let's delete this angular dimension. Activate the Point tool. Let's drop a point right about here. Right-click, select. Let's say I want the position of this construction line to be driven by the distance along this line from this point. Let's activate the Smart Dimension tool. Select this point, and to create a dimension along this line, select this line. Left-click. Let's say the distance is 75 millimeters. OK. Right-click, select. Now I'll Control-select this point and this line. Add a coincident relation. OK. This is another example of how to use construction geometry to constrain and better visually understand your sketch. Let's exit the sketch. Activate the Extrude tool. Something like 3 millimeters. OK. This concludes our tutorial on using construction geometry. Welcome to our tutorial on using the Move tool. I'm going to right-click and insert sketch. Now let's create a simple rectangle. OK. Let's exit the sketch, and now we'll create an extruded cut with the default values. Click OK. Let's go back to our sketch. Right-click, Edit Sketch. Here we have a tool called Move Entities. The same tool is also available from the Tools menu under Sketch Tools. Move. First, we need to select the entities that we want to move. I'm going to select all 4 entities. Now let's check Keep Relations. Next, we can use the From/To option, or we can simply enter the coordinates. The Repeat button lets us repeat this movement. If we use the From/To option, we can just simply grab the sketch and move and drop it. Clicking the Repeat button will move the sketch in the same direction and the same distance. In order to use the Repeat option, you need to pin the manager down. When you're satisfied, click OK. Let's exit our sketch. Here is our slot in its new position. This concludes our tutorial on the Move command. Welcome to our tutorial on the Copy command. First, right-click and select Edit Sketch. From this drop-down menu, right under Move Entities, is the command called Copy Entities. When we select it, the Copy Manager panel opens. The Copy Manager looks very similar to the Move Entities Manager from our previous tutorial. Once again, let's select all 4 lines. We'll opt to keep the relations intact. Under Parameters, we've got the same options, From/To or X/Y. If we select X/Y, we can enter the coordinates. Let's say minus 20 millimeters in the Y direction. And click OK. Let's exit our sketch. Here is our second slot. And this concludes our tutorial on the copy command. Welcome to our tutorial on the rotate command. Let's right-click and edit our sketch again. Under the same drop-down menu, we have a third option, Rotate Entities. Let's select this. The Rotate Manager panel opens. This time, Entities to rotate, I'll just select the top rectangle. Under Parameters, we need to choose a center of rotation. Let's say this point. Next, I can simply grab and drag the handle. Or if I prefer, I can enter the exact angle of rotation in this box here. When I'm satisfied, I'll click OK. Let's exit the sketch. And this concludes our tutorial on the rotate command. Welcome to our tutorial on the Scale Entities command. First, let's right-click and select Edit Sketch. The last option in this drop-down menu is Scale Entities. Let's choose it. The Scale Manager panel opens. We're going to zoom in a little to better see what we're doing. Maybe a little bit more. Now let's right-click, deselect the Zoom to Area command. Entities to Scale. Let's select this rectangle. Scale About. Let's select this corner. Scale Factor. Let's enter 1.75. Number of copies. Let's enter 2. If we don't need copies, deselect this checkbox. Now let's click OK. And exit the sketch. And this concludes our tutorial on the Scale Entities command.